On a land scarred by conflict, the fate of the world intertwines. When Trump proposed the Gaza takeover plan, this heavy move reshapes the Middle Eastern landscape, testing the limits and beliefs of all involved. For the U.S., is it an opportunity to strengthen its strategic position, or a risk of being drawn back into the Middle Eastern quagmire? For Israel, is it a chance to end a long-standing threat, or the beginning of deeper political turmoil? And for the Palestinian people, is it not just a catastrophe, but a renewed fear of losing their homeland? How will this game of human dignity and fate rewrite the pages of history? As Gaza's future grows clearer, this triple confrontation of politics, military, and humanitarian issues will lead the world into a new era of instability. Stay tuned as we explore the truth behind Trump's plan, revealing the contradictions and deep geopolitical challenges lurking beneath the surface. In this turbulent world, truth is concealed and justice is distorted. But history tells us that ideas are indestructible and resistance never fades. This is V for Vision, revealing reality through stories, illuminating the future with history. We deconstruct power, reshape the truth, and let the silenced voices be heard once more. Ideas are bulletproof. As we gaze upon the situation in Gaza, we are not just witnessing a land torn apart by war and conflict, but also observing a chessboard where global powers are interwoven. The plan for Gaza's takeover, proposed by the Trump administration, is like a bombshell, once again thrusting this already fragile region of the Middle East into the vortex of history. The plan's introduction is not only a manifestation of strategic intent, but also a political and humanitarian struggle. On this fractured world stage, whether it's the United States, Israel, or Palestine, each party carries a heavy historical burden and future fears, attempting to carve out a path of self-interest and survival in this perilous land. As we delve into the layers behind this plan, we are not merely evaluating a policy's success or failure. We are touching upon the entangled emotions and destinies of humanity. When the Trump administration proposed the Gaza takeover plan, it was not just the birth of a political document, but a bold strategic blueprint aimed at binding the region's volatile land and its multiple forces more tightly to the U.S.-Israel alliance. The plan is like a heavy chess piece, seeking to crush Hamas's influence, pushing it into the dust, and laying a dazzling path for the U.S.'s counterterrorism strategy in the region. However, behind this plan lie countless uncertainties: domestic disputes, external condemnations, and the possibility of being engulfed in bloodshed and flames. Hamas, long seen by the U.S. and Israel as a terrifying adversary, is like an enraged beast at the heart of the Middle East. Should Trump's plan successfully take over Gaza, It would be like a sharp sword cutting off Hamas's claws, preventing it from roaming freely on the land, and realizing America's dream of strengthening counterterrorism in the region. For the U.S., this plan represents a deep commitment to ensuring Israel's security and a strategic reshaping of America's role in the Middle East. Yet, this picture is not without flaws. Domestically, Trump's plan faces hidden concerns, as if lightning is flashing in a pitch-black sky. The so-called America First policy is like a chain that binds the ambitions of the policy, contrasting sharply with the military and economic resources required for the Gaza plan. If the U.S. military re-enters this mysterious and unstable land, it will undoubtedly be pulled back into a long-term war vortex, with the shadows of history possibly looming over the White House once more, accompanied by unpredictable diplomatic risks and intense domestic opposition. As time progresses, the global support and opposition toward the U.S. will likely intensify, especially if the plan fails to gain international recognition. It may devolve into an endless political isolation, with the world's attention turning toward whether this choice will once again drag the U.S. into the Middle East's quagmire or radically reshape the geopolitical landscape of the region. Israel, a resilient and keen nation in the Middle Eastern desert, views the U.S. proposed Gaza takeover plan as a carefully calculated step in a high-stakes political game. At first glance, it seems to be a fierce counterattack on Hamas's power, but it also holds grand designs for the future of the Middle Eastern order. The words of Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz conceal a cold, calculated force urging Palestinian residents of Gaza to voluntarily migrate, a strategy that functions like a sharp scalpel, attempting to create a painless incision in the complex situation to ensure Israel's long-term security. However, behind this plan lies a profound geopolitical battle. For Israel, Hamas's presence is like an unsettling cloud in the night sky, threatening the nation's security and future. If Trump's plan succeeds, it could destroy these clouds, providing Israel with a relatively clear sky of security. From Israel's perspective, this is an opportunity to eliminate a threat and declare a new Middle Eastern order, signaling to powers like Iran that the region's dynamics are shifting. Yet this path is far from smooth. Israel knows well that whether it's the transformation of Gaza or the delicate diplomatic negotiations with Egypt, they are filled with turbulent political risks. Proposals from places like Morocco, Somaliland, and Puntland may be subtle pressure tactics on Egypt, but they could also provoke larger waves across the Middle East, plunging the entire region into even more complicated political turmoil. Israel's cooperation with Trump could become an unpredictable gamble, and how Israel plays this hand will be a crucial test for its foreign policy. For the Palestinians, however, this plan is like a heavy hammer, crashing down on their fragile hearts. Living in Gaza, they feel the looming catastrophe, a deep plunder of their homes and their very foundations. For them, land and home are deeply connected to their bloodlines and emotions, representing the continuation of their families and the dignity of their people. This land carries the dreams and struggles of countless generations. However, Trump's plan is like a ruthless storm, tearing everything apart into pieces. Hamas is not just a political symbol for Palestinians, it is their force of resistance. To them, Trump's proposal is not just an invasion of land, but an insult to the dignity of their entire nation. The forced relocation proposal is like a knife, mercilessly cutting into the wounds of Palestinian hearts. This is not just a loss of land, it's a loss of identity, a brutal violation of their right to self-determination. For Palestinians, this plan is akin to the tragic events of 1948, during the establishment of Israel. Hundreds of thousands were forced to leave their homes, becoming homeless refugees, a historical trauma that remains an unhealable scar in the hearts of every Palestinian. Now, Trump's plan forces them to face this catastrophe again, a tragedy for a nation and a curse on their destiny. As for the American-led Reconstruction Plan, Palestinians are filled with endless skepticism. They don't believe that reconstruction is truly about rebuilding, but rather about plundering resources and turning the land into another battlefield. For economic colonization, whether it's land reorganization or economic rebuilding, it can't cover the Palestinian people's disdain for this plan. To them, this is not only about the theft of land, but also the continued suppression and deprivation of their nation's fate. For Palestinians, Trump's plan is undeniably a painful and tumultuous historical tragedy. For them, it's not only the agony of losing their homes, but also the brutal trampling of their dignity and right to self-determination. This proposal is not just a political challenge, it's a provocation to their very souls. The Palestinians will continue to fiercely fight for their land and the future of their people on this rocky road.
Thank you for watching V for Vision Your Lens into Global Politics. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join the conversation, stay informed, and keep questioning the world around you.